Hello, so we are going to do a hooded or partial hooded eyes eyeshadow tutorial today. So my name is Kayla. I have been a makeup artist for like 15 years. I've been doing wedding and events for that amount of time. And I have a lot of clients who have mature eyes. And so I'm gonna show you what I do for them. I also have partially hooded eyes. I have like a kind of a hood that comes over my eye, and it actually has gotten worse as time has gone on. Hello, tell me where you're watching from. And that's just genetic for my family. So I don't have as much real estate when I'm looking up, but people with hooded eyes means that they have this kind of flap of skin or just like part that comes down and gives them essentially not much to work with as far as here. So a lot of times you can't see much eyeshadow. So hello from North Carolina. I am going to give you a tutorial on how I did it for my clients when I used to take wedding clients. Hello from Delaware. How is it for you guys? It is snowy where I live. I'm actually looking out at the snow right now. You might hear my eyes like clanking a little bit. So make sure you save this tutorial to come back. You're not going to be able to save it right now, but when I am done with the tutorial, you will be able to save it so you can refer back to it for later. Hello from Virginia. Okay, so I already have my makeup done. I will say, if you have hooded eyes or partially hooded eyes, you do want to make sure your eyebrows are done, okay? It lifts your eyes, it pulls them up, and a lot of people ask me, how can I get rid of my hooded eyes with makeup? You can't. You can't get rid of hooded eyes with makeup. So what we do instead is we give the illusion that they're more lifted and open. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, first things first, you need an eyeshadow primer, okay? Whether you use a concealer, an actual primer, you need something that eyeshadow is going to stick to. Now, with hooded eyes, eyeshadow primer is very important because since you have a big part of skin that typically hangs over this part of your lid, that transfer happens super easily. So if you have it primed and prepped, it's going to be less likely to transfer. So the other important thing that people do not talk about enough is setting your eyeshadow primer. I know that seems silly. People are like, but why would I do that? Okay, I'm going to tell you why. First of all, your eyeshadow is going to stick better, I promise. But also when you're blending, what happens when you blend and you have not given it a smooth, silky surface, your eyeshadow kind of sticks. And then the blending looks really chunky and choppy and just not even. So I am setting with a powder. Loose powder is my favorite. You can use essentially whatever powder you want. I do notice a difference with loose powder though versus pressed powder. And the difference between that is that your powder is loose and a pressed powder means it's like hard and you're compact and you kind of have to like rub the compact on top to get it out. So that is the difference. Okay, so I have an open canvas now. Hello everyone, hello. So I have an open canvas now, or a smooth canvas. And so I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go a little darker than what I would typically go. I don't go super dark with my eyeshadow typically, but I am gonna go a little darker so I can show you what to do. Where is my eyeshadow brush? Okay, so I am going to use a brush that has kind of a more dense, it's like a medium dense, medium fluff side to it. Hi, Claire Bear. My niece is on watching me. She's a makeup guru. She loves makeup. Yes, Jackie, if you actually just type match, my system should be set up to be able to send you the loose powder. You can just kind of go through which link you want and you'll be able to see it. So it's kind of fluffy, but it's still kind of dense. So something like that, something super loose like this is not what you want to start with at first. Okay, so I'm going to start with this medium matte shade. And we're going to just kind of, instead of starting up here, I'm going to actually start at the bottom. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look straight. You're not going to want to look down like this because if you have hooded eyes and the second you look up and look here, you're going to lose that color. Okay? So I'm not going to look like this like I probably typically would in some of my videos. I'm going to look straight on and I'm going to start kind of in the outer corner here with this shadow. How pretty that is. Okay. And then I'm going to do kind of this like backwards, like moon shape, like a C or something like that. You're in Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys probably have a lot. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to almost draw this line. Do you see that? So when people can look at me from far away, it looks like my eyes are like more lifted and open. So I am going from here up and coming in, and I'm not going in the crease. You can see, I'm going to close a little bit so you can see. I am not going into the crease here, because especially if you have hooded eyes, the minute you open them, you're going to lose that color. So I'm going to add a little bit more just so you guys can see. And you kind of want to lift out toward your eyebrow tail. And if you don't know how far to lift out, I'm going to show you where you can kind of measure. So take your eyeshadow brush or whatever brush you're using and place it on the edge of your nose here and connect your eyebrow tail. And that's essentially where you want this like corner lifted eyeshadow piece to be, okay? And you can do this with a mauve color, you can do this with a purple color, whatever you want. And some people just like their eyeshadow to be like this. I'm going to take this fluffy side and I'm going to diffuse this line here. And you see how it's just all connected? Look at the difference, you guys. My eye looks much bigger, it looks much more lifted, and some people like to stick to that. I'll show you in just a minute what you can do to kind of keep it nice and shimmery. Yes, I did this with so many of my clients that had mature eyes. And if you're trying to get into like a little flap that comes down here, you can kind of like lift it like this to get really in there and then open your eyes back up and look straight, okay? So you will want to come back if you're like, oh, I do need to recap this tutorial. I will post it as soon as I'm done here, so you will want to recap. I have tutorials like this all the time. Typically they're fast reels, and so I was like, you know, I need to do a slowed down one, because one of my biggest questions I get is, Kayla, how can I do eyeshadow for hooded eyes? So I will save this on my feed, so make sure you're following, and you, as soon as I'm done posting, you can come back to save it, so you can always refer back to it. Okay, hello! I'm going to soften this out. And again, you can absolutely just leave your eyeshadow like this. You can even add a little bit to the outer corner just for a little bit of depth. However, if you have very hooded eyes, that color is going to diffuse and you're not going to see it much. All right, I get the question also, hey, I'm 50 years old. Can I wear shimmer? Girl, I'm going to be wearing shimmer till I'm 100, okay? Okay. You can actually do whatever you want. When I give tips, typically it's because the tips will give either an illusion, make you look more youthful, maybe has something to do with your face shape or eye shape. And so when I give tips, take it with a grain of salt. You need to do whatever you do that makes you feel really, really good. But the tips I give are always going to be ones that have worked for my clients or myself in the past. Okay, so what you can do now is take like a pretty shimmer. I don't know if I want that color. I think I'm gonna do this like fun little pink shade, peachy shade. And if you have hooded eyes, I do suggest using a little bit lighter of a shimmer kind of in that corner. Okay, we're not done with the hooded eye tips, by the way. I don't know that I love that orange. It's the first time I've used that one. I don't know that I love that, but it's okay. We're going to go with it. So make sure you use a light shimmer. We're going to try and go lighter here, like maybe more pink. See if I like that a little bit more. In a second, I'm going to show you if you like eyeliner, how you can use eyeliner, and the importance of cleaning up the outsides, like the outer edges of your lid. Okay, so there's a pretty shimmer, and the nice thing about shimmers, because again, I get it all the time, I don't wear shimmers because I'm 50. That's fine. If you don't have to wear shimmers if you don't want to. But if you have hooded eyes, that shimmer is going to brighten that like real estate. We call it real estate. So the real estate is how much of the lid you can see. Some people were blessed with a lot of real estate. I was only blessed with some, and not as much as I used to have. Okay, eyeliner. You can use eyeliner if you want. Here's what I'm going to tell you, sister. If you have very hooded eyes, using eyeliner on the top of your lid is just going to close the amount of lid you're going to be able to see. So if you really want to deepen the look of your lashes, like the darkness of your lashes, I would tightline underneath. Am I for or against wing eyeliner for hooded eyes? I am for if you don't have super hooded eyes, and that's just because the winged liner is really pretty on hooded eyes if they're not overly hooded. If they're overly hooded, they are really kind of hard to wing out properly unless you do it like this. There's this really funky little tutorial. You can go out and then you kind of do a little square and then go out. So it's really just up to you. But I typically would never really do winged for my hooded-eyed clients. Okay, so you can tight line like that. And then you obviously want to wear a mascara. But I'm going to show you, if you especially have the hooded eyes that really hang much more than mine, okay? They're like way out here, and you need to clean up the side of your eyes here. You're going to take a concealer. I only have my main shade here. And remember how I told you guys just a little bit ago, unless you're, brand new on here, a cheap no smudge eye pencil. Celeste has a tattoo gel eye pencil that's really, really good that I would suggest trying out. I have a link for that if you need. Okay, so I'm measuring from the outer corner of my nose to the bottom of my eyebrow tail, okay? And so that's where I'm gonna want to make sure my concealer is like nice and cleaned up. And you can just clean it up this way. I'm not doing a bunch of concealer because I don't really need any, but if you do have hooded eyes, you might find that you get kind of a blob looking out here, and so you'll want to sharpen it in here. Hello from South Africa. My friend is actually going next week to South Africa. Other importance, mascara. A lot of people are like, yeah, but why would I wear mascara? Where is my mascara? Maybe I won't be wearing mascara today, y'all. There she is. And, okay, well, I guess I'm not curling them, which, no, I have to curl. I found one way over there. Okay, importance of eyelashes or mascara, is that it's going to draw attention and open your eyes up. Now, if you don't want to lose this kind of color right here on your lid, you can just focus your mascara on the outer part of your, serious for summer. Okay, I will tell her. You can just focus your mascara on the outer parts of your eye. So I'll show you kind of how to do that. So if you're just trying to focus on the outer parts of your eye, you can just kind of hold the wand up and down, and you can just pull up on your lashes like this, or just get very much under here and just focus on the outside there. Just, again, to give it that lifted look. Now, if you only have like semi hooded eyes like me with that like little flap, then I am obsessed with taking this mascara all of the way. Okay. Another thing you can do. So one more thing I'm going to suggest is if you really want them to like look open, I would use a nude eyeliner. I'm seeing if I have it over here. A nude eyeliner on the waterline. A lot of people are going to come after me and be like, you can't use makeup on the waterline. Okay, well then don't if you don't want to. But you can do that to make your eyes essentially look more open. So I hope those tips were helpful. I'm going to post it right now, so you should be able to come back and save it if that helps you. If you aren't following me now, do that. And I have makeup tips and tricks all of the time. So I'm going to go finish my other eye here, and I love you guys. Happy Wednesday. Bye.